Before we begin, let me ask you a question. If the person you loved humiliated you, cheated on you, and destroyed the one opportunity that could have changed your life forever, what would you do? Would you forgive them, or would you walk away without looking back?
Welcome, family. Thank you so much for joining us on Pet Horror Stories. Please take a quick second to like and share this video. It really helps us grow. Let us know where you're watching from. Your support means the world to us. Thank you again, and now, let's dive right in.
This is the story of Amarachi Eze, a young woman whose life was shaped by betrayal, humiliation, and a painful journey toward finding her own worth. And this is the story of Kelvin Obiora, the man she loved, a man whose insecurities, jealousy, and reckless decisions would eventually destroy everything he claimed to treasure. Their lives were entangled with a third person too, Kayamika, Amarachi's cheerful best friend since secondary school, a friend who would witness the rise, fall, and painful rebirth of the woman she loved like a sister. Amarachi never imagined her life would turn out this way. She had always been a hopeful girl, soft-spoken, intelligent, and determined. She dreamed of building a peaceful life with Kelvin, the man she had dated for 3 years before they married. But marriage opened a door she wasn't prepared for. Kelvin changed. At first, it was small comments. "Amara, why are you getting bigger? You weren't like this before we got married. Is this how you cook? Kayamika cooks better, you know. You want to apply for a job? With which confidence? You can't even talk boldly." Each insult chipped at something inside her. Amarachi tried to hide the hurt. She believed marriage required patience. But Kelvin's insecurity grew like a shadow that refused to leave. He compared her to every woman he saw on social media, every woman on the street, every woman that passed by their gate. And worst of all, he compared her to her own friend, Kayamika. "Look at Kayamika, always glowing. You should be like her." Every time those words came out of his mouth, Amarachi felt her spirit break a little more. One day, Kayamika visited and noticed Amarachi's fading joy. "Amara, what's happening?" she whispered. Amarachi forced a smile, but the truth spilled out. "I'm not enough. Kelvin reminds me every day." Kayamika held her hand, firm and warm. "No. You're more than enough. You just forgot who you are." Her words lit something small, a spark Amarachi didn't know she still had. Days later, Amarachi made a decision. She would go back to work. She'd take a certification course she once abandoned because Kelvin told her she wasn't smart enough. The day she mentioned it, Kelvin laughed. "You? Do you think companies hire people like you? Amara, please don't embarrass me. Just stay home. It's better." But Amarachi refused to let his voice bury her again. She enrolled anyway. Every evening, she studied in silence. Kelvin mocked her. "See this one? Carrying book like a child. If they chase you from that course, don't cry." But for the first time in years, Amarachi felt alive. Slowly, she improved. Slowly, she began to smile again. And slowly, Kelvin began to panic. Because as she grew, he shrank. As Amarachi changed, Kelvin's behavior shifted. He became paranoid. One evening, he snatched her phone and scanned her messages. "Who is texting you at 8 p.m.? Why did you smile at your instructor in class today? Why do you dress better now? Who are you trying to impress?" He followed her to classes. He questioned every call. He accused her of cheating, even though she was fighting just to stand on her own feet again. But Amarachi kept going. Months later, she passed the exam with the best score in her class. Her instructor recommended her for a major internship opportunity at an international tech company in Victoria Island. It was the kind of opportunity that could change not just her life, but their entire future. She wanted to surprise Kelvin with the news. While he slept, she saved little money from the small projects she did for her classmates. She planned a quiet dinner. She bought his favorite meal. She practiced the speech she would give him. Kelvin, I did it for us. For our family. But jealousy does not wait for the truth. Jealousy creates its own stories. On the day of Amarachi's final interview, Kelvin went through her phone again. There, he saw a message from her instructor. Congratulations, Amarachi. You deserve this opportunity. That was all. But in Kelvin's insecure mind, it meant something entirely different. In a burst of rage, he stormed out of the house and didn't return until late evening. Amarachi waited for him with hope. But Kelvin returned with the worst gift a woman could ever receive. Betrayal. He cheated. He slept with another woman from his workplace, a woman he had been exchanging messages with for months, a woman he ran to in the heat of his own insecurity. But fate has a way of correcting its own balance. Because the very night he cheated, the unimaginable happened. That woman, the one he betrayed Amarachi with, was someone Amarachi had unknowingly helped years ago, someone who knew Amarachi's character deeply. And as soon as the truth of Kelvin's actions spilled out that night, something shattered inside Kelvin. It wasn't a spell. It wasn't diabolic power. It wasn't Amarachi seeking revenge. It was guilt, a guilt so heavy that even the woman he cheated with rejected him instantly, calling him weak, insecure, and foolish for destroying a faithful woman's heart. Kelvin left her house humiliated, broken, and shaken. But the night was not done with him. Kelvin returned home in a blind rage, convinced Amarachi had pushed him to cheat. And when he saw the neatly arranged table, the dinner she had prepared, the gift bag she bought for him, the handwritten card with the words, "For us," he snapped. He grabbed the internship letter she placed on the table. He read the words she had worked for. "We are pleased to offer you a position." And he tore it. He tore everything. Her documents. Her certificate. The one thing she had built with her own strength. By the time he realized what he had done, the floor was littered with the pieces of her future. At that exact moment, Amarachi walked in. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She simply looked at the pieces, then at Kelvin, the man she had loved for years, and a calmness settled over her. Kelvin's phone rang. It was a call from his boss. The company had discovered inappropriate messages he sent to multiple women, including the one he cheated with. Someone reported him. He was suspended immediately. The consequences of his insecurity arrived faster than he expected. When he turned around, Amarachi was already packing her bags. "Amara, please. I don't know what came over me." She looked at him, not with hatred, but with freedom. "I spent years believing I wasn't enough. But today, I know I am more than enough. I won't let you destroy me anymore." She left. And Kelvin broke. Insecurity is a dangerous thing. Jealousy, when left unchecked, becomes its own weapon, one that destroys both the innocent and the guilty. Amarachi rebuilt her life months later with Kayamika's support. She retook her exams. She found another opportunity. She rose. Kelvin remained trapped inside the prison of his choices. Now let me ask you again. If you were Amarachi, what would you have done? Would you walk away, or try to fix what was already shattered beyond repair?